Radiant victory.
We're back in it. Here we go. Raptor versus Thunder Awaken. KOD League Season 5. I'm RBEPete. I'll be doing your commentary this evening all by myself. All by myself. I need some friends to jump in here with me. Where are you at, guys? Where are you at? No, I might have a guest come in here in a few moments. I'm not going to be completely alone. At least I don't think. Maybe match 2. Game 2. Game 2. Just so we don't have any interruptions here. We've already got some band picks out. So, who have you guys picked for this evening? Who do you think's going to win? Thunder Awaken? Raptor? Me? Your mom?
Reserve time.
Nothing? Nobody? Well, let me know. Put it in chat. Let's have a talk about it. Who's going to get what, where, when, and how. And Team Raptor bringing in the Fury. Early bans. Let's look at them. Omni Knight, Clockwork, Night Stalker now out of the game. Great opportunity to disrupt any combos, any Husker Omni Knight combos. We've been seeing those on occasion. One of our teams from previous matches were able to really put through that combination to success, where they really put all their eggs in one basket, and it escapes me which team was able to do it. But in KOD League, we do on occasion see these pub strats that just you get away with murder somehow, and so it's good to see it. On occasion, it's definitely out of the ordinary and doesn't always achieve effective results, but sometimes you're able to sneak that in there and really cause some damage. So we're waiting on the next band pick here from Raptor. We'll figure out what direction they're going to go in. For those of you who are watching things happen out in the TI7 realm, I don't know if anybody caught the Digital Chaos versus Team Freedom earlier. I think it happened earlier today. I think Beyond the Summit was doing some commentary on that one, and it was a good match. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. If you want to go check it out, those VODs are available online for you to watch if you want to see kind of what's happening there in that world, and as the teams lead up to the second round of qualifiers for TI7. And so that's exciting night. That's very exciting. I like to see how these teams are going to progress and give us lots of Dota matches coming up to be able to analyze and figure out which strategies are superior to others. And Earthshaker now out of the fray, so we open up with the Sand King pick. Good interchangeable hero here that can play as an effective lane support, or head into the jungle and disappear for a little while and spam that sandstorm.
Seconds remaining.
No? Nobody likes Darude?
5 seconds remaining.
It's really hard to throw in some comedy in here when it's not funny.
Reserve time.
Oh, I just earned a GG, didn't I? I think I did, yeah. I earned that one. That one belongs to me.
Team's turn to pick.
Oh, man. So anyway, what's happening with everybody out there in the esports world? I know EVO happened last night. There was a big upset for Street Fighter V because Punk the God did not win EVO, as so many people predicted. Oh man, what an amazing play! They Marvel versus Street Fighter rather.
5 seconds remaining.
They announced a new character as well in the game, and I don't know if I want to spoil that for you guys or not. But the name is certainly interesting. I'll let you guys go look that up on the interwebs. So anyway, Batrider enters into the fray. Not a hero that Sand King is fond of. Sand King definitely does not like the disable here. He doesn't like someone to be able to jump on him, just coming up on top above those trees and find a way to jump in there. Rubik, again, these picks clearly are to disrupt and to counter what Sand King can bring to the fight. Certainly a Rubik is not the best equipped to steal an epicenter, but Rubik is effective at being able to use telekinesis to get Sand King out of the way. Yep, the Burrow Strike, you come in, telekinesis up, say goodbye. He's, just a quick burst down. Especially if they can grab him before he uses Sandstorm to go invisible. But Queen of Pain is now out. We've got a mid lane hero that Raptor does not want to face. The added mobility is a little bit more of a challenge for Batrider to grab onto, so perhaps they'll be banning some picks that
Reserve time.
or a bit slippery, or a little bit more slippery. That's that. There we go. A little bit more slippery than other heroes. Holy cow! So Thunder Awaken bans out Troll.
Dire team ban.
Here's some added punch to what they're. Yeah, because you wouldn't want to face, you wouldn't want to face the Berserker's call
Radiant team's turn to ban.
when you're dueled up versus Legion Commander and the other player starts hitting Legion faster than you're anticipating, and so you want to win those fights. And Troll could present an issue with that for sure.
10 seconds remaining.
So Warlock out of the count on this one. They've got 3 picks left, 1 carry,
5 seconds
and a
remaining.
position 4 perhaps. These 3 picks, you've definitely got one or two more supports. Sand King typically does not play a core role. Position 4 or 5 nowadays. He can certainly, play a bigger role, but it's selective team fight. He's definitely not going to right-click this battle to victory. And so, good ban by Warlock. It's a great counter initiation
10 seconds remaining.
for, heroes like Bat Rider that tend to jump in and throw out the sticky napalm. They're going to use Flame Break to disrupt what's going on and knock players back, or perhaps throw the Flame Break ahead of an enemy player to knock them back further into the group, your team, so just be able to single people out. Good Bat Riders do that very effectively, and we may even see that today with Raptor. Ricky
5 seconds remaining.
certainly opens up the possibility to play some aggressive ganking roles here on Sand King in the jungle as he roams around and looks for opportunities to farm. Ricky, of course, can keep tabs on where Legion and Sand King rotate. You're going to see a lot of rotations here with these 2 heroes, and Ricky can provide that necessary early insight, that early intel, the early reconnaissance, if you will. And so this will be fun. Will Thunder Awaken get the necessary... Oh, what an answer. What a great answer here. Poison Nova is going to cause Ricky to slow down and not be as aggressive. He won't want to be caught in it because it's definitely going to continue to persist even after he returns to invisibility. And Venomancer, does a great job at pushing down those towers when you leave. You go into your
5
team
seconds
fights
remaining.
and you tend to forget that Venomancer's around. He's not really a hero that people will be like, oh, we got to take out that Venomancer. They're like, no, people just don't say that. You don't hear that in conversations. There's usually another hero that overshadows Venomancer, even in most supports, because he's not going to be providing the persistent right-click damage, or his abilities they're not heavy stuns. And so the high mobility Storm Spirit pick by Raptor here shows that they don't want to stay in these team fights for long. They want to get in. They want to get out. They don't have a very they don't have a lot of durability here, and so this is gonna open up some issues here for them if we see Thunder Awaken perhaps start building more into this durability role, or some global effects, maybe even a Spectre. There's some added carry potential plus the global effect to be able to teleport. The Haunting would be very perfect in this scenario. You know where Ricky is. You get some intel. Let's see if they make that call or they go with something else. Because Venomancer certainly can push down towers on his own without any added help. And, what a great addition to that is to throw a Spectre in the mix, and Legion and Spectre could take this battle to victory. Currently, Raptor doesn't have any hard carries that can out-carry Spectre or Legion Commander. So instead, they're going to go with the Death Prophet on this one. The added silence, the Swarm, good lane resistance, able to clear those creep waves with ease. And the Exorcism, for sure, provides, a hesitation for Ricky. Rubik won't be able to stay around for very long. And so this is a great zoning mechanism to provide some cover fire for your team. You can move together with Death Prophet at that point and really move as a unit, and the enemy team is going to be on the exit. They're going to be looking for a way out. And if they use these spells cohesively, they use them in a really cooperative way, you'll see with Death Prophet, how effective that can be in zoning, especially if you want to work on towers at key moments. You accidentally take out, accidentally. It usually doesn't happen on accident. But the enemy team, they lose one player, and you have an open window to take a tower. That exorcism is going to be key at ensuring that Storm Spirit doesn't dive, Ricky doesn't dive, Bat Rider doesn't dive, and they hand it over. Much like the Serpent Wards that you get from Shadow Shaman. People aren't going to go running in there unless they have a plan, unless they have the ability to be able to burn things down and take that stuff out. So I'm a big fan of those effects. I think it's a good way to really turn the tempo of a fight if you feel like you're behind as well. That zoning could potentially be very strong if the player, say somebody from Thunder is able to keep Death Prophet at arm's length at all times. So we'll see how well they do it. Jakiro, their last and final pick, and a nice addition to the team. This is their eggs in the basket. I'm sorry. The Anti-Mage is really putting some bank that their late game is going to be a bit more infused, has a bit more energy behind it. It'll be challenging because I feel like Thunder Awaken can certainly control the early tempo and decide that if they can keep at pace currently with what Raptor can bring to the game, if Thunder Awaken can pace themselves and start to be really aggressive immediately following the lane phase, Raptor may fall apart if Anti-Mage isn't in a position to be able to return fire and join them in some kind of team fight. So putting all your eggs in that late game basket there with the Anti-Mage, it really puts a lot of pressure on Storm Spirit, Ricky, Rubik, Bat Rider to work as a really solid team. The four of them give Anti-Mage as much space as he can to continue to farm, look for pickoffs here and there, but that's going to starve them on XP. We'll see if Thunder Awaken just commits themselves to the lanes, keep those towers under pressure, force the rotations rather than, waiting for Ricky or rotating yourself and perhaps getting caught by Ricky on the rotation. So this is going to be very important for Thunder to remain present in the lanes as much as possible. And so we'll see if Sand King is going to go for the jungle regardless of that scenario. Who's got the bigger tower, wiener? Or whatever you want to call it. All extra veiny. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Why would they put such things in the game? No tower level coming from our Thunder friends. So let's get to it. Who's gonna be where? Let's make some quick introductions, shall we? Yeah? Yeah, let's start with the Radiant side. We'll start with Thunder. Say hello to these guys. Playing on the Sand King is going to be Sweet Pain Z Token. Playing on next up. Let's see if we can squeeze in here. Oh, nice face play. That looks dope. I like it. Smash is going to be playing on Legion Commander. Whoa. Death Prophet is going to be played by characters that I am unfamiliar with how to properly pronounce or decipher or any of those things for that matter. And Venomancer will be played by, almost got it. There we go. Van N is going to be playing on Venomancer. Jakiro will be played by Sad. Wah, wah, wah. Oh, that's good stuff. All right, Storm Spirit is going to be played by Choni, playing on Team Raptors over on the Dire side. Nival Fanboy is going to be playing on Bat Rider. Playing on Ricky is going to be Camus. Let's see if we say this all the way right. Did we get it? That's all right. We'll look at it another time. We'll get the full name later. A lot of these players will be introduced to for the first time, if you guys aren't familiar with Raptor and Thunder. But let's get to know them a little bit more, guys, shall we? Rubik, we're not going to be able to click on him until the player actually gets in here. But Benny will be suited up, playing on the Anti-Mage with his nice little, his little top knot that he's got going here on top of his head. That's definitely sexy. Ladies, yeah? What do you think? Do you think you could see your boy? Maybe not me, but your man? Do you think you could see your man rock the top knot? Well, it's a little top pony? I don't even know what you would call this thing. Does anybody have like is there a technical term for this fairstyle? Man, that's certainly fascinating. But anyway, we've already got some quick picks happening over here. A couple of Fairy Fires picked up here for Camus, our Ricky player. But yeah, Raptor getting ready for the lane, picking up the Stout Shield, add some extra durability on that one. Thunder, perhaps he might be in the jungle this time. Unsure at this point, but early boot pick up by Token. This is indicative of some aggression that he's going to be putting in the lane. So we'll be looking forward to seeing this combination come up right away. I'm imagining that Sand King will be closer to the jungle in the safe lane. If Legion Commander isn't already there, there's a possibility he could go to the jungle or go to the off lane. Stick around there, pull some camps, let Jakiro have that space from time to time. Queen of Pain, definitely a mid pick at this point, and then we'll. Oh, I can't even. I wish I could rotate the camera some. And Venomancer will, also be in the lane. Legion Commander more likely in the safe. See Venomancer off lane, and with Jakiro and Sand King, they'll be able to rotate in and out of the lanes. So I'm imagining this is their safe lane right here. It's just like one. I can't even write. No. Aww. It's not gonna let me write. It's messed up, Valve. It's messed up. So Rubik will return to us momentarily. We'll get him in here. Let me know if there's any issues with the stream, if I'm coming in too loud, too soft. If you need more volume from the game, you want to enjoy that more, I'm here to please you. This is what I'm for. I'm here to make sure that you have an enjoyable time while we're here watching some Dota 2 and watching Team Thunder, Team Raptors, and the Thunder crew getting ready to throw down, bring you an absolute brawl. A battle of epic proportions. At some point, he's going to get in here. This is going to happen. I'm feeling it. Who wants to place their bets? Who wants to place their bets that what happened here is they called up their mom. They're like, "Hey mom, I gotta be in a game. Can you log me in? And when the game connects, just disconnect the internet. And then it's gonna buy me like 20 minutes. What time is it right now? Yeah, we were like 30 minutes into the first game starting. And what is the likely scenario that they were like, Mom, you gotta get me in this. You gotta get me in. I need you to set up my computer. I need you to get me ready, because I've got this big tournament coming up with KOD League Season 5. Commentary by RBEPete. And I need you to buy me some time. How many moms do you think would be like, okay, son, gotcha. Let me go sit down. Let me get this. Yeah, right. You know, I don't know many supportive parents, but the ones that I do know that are supportive still don't. They don't have an understanding of how most of the basic technologies work, and that's no fault of their own. I'm not saying that that's any fault of their own. It's like, you know, they didn't do anything wrong. This isn't an attack on parents. You know, because I'm a parent. I've got 2 small children, right? And so they're fairly intelligent. They've got a good idea how to, you know, take apart, put together a computer, you know, at least to a basic degree. They know what the parts are. They may not exactly know how to put it together with the right way, but, you know, they could probably figure it out at some point. But I'm noticing that there's this gap that's happening between parents today and the kids of today, where the kids are actually learning at an accelerated rate and they're learning faster than their parents are able to understand. And so that's initially that right there, just that alone can be a strain for relationships. If you haven't noticed, I've been thinking about this a great deal. But yeah, there's a big part of my research into esports is to provide those avenues for families to understand the benefits of gaming. Where is it in gaming does the family fit into this scenario? And I would argue that there are lots of opportunities here for families to use gaming as not only a learning tool, but a lifestyle change and a way for them to also add extra income into their home. And esports is a great way right now to put yourself out there and let people know what you're interested in. Let people know what you're passionate about. If you like the betting world within the esports thing, then advocate for it. Like, become somebody who's ready to gather a community of people and support them. Get them ready for the changes that are up ahead, because that's really going to determine success or failure. Yeah, we can go on trying to enjoy and reap the benefits of all these projects that other people are making, but we also need to be able to forecast and see into the future a little bit and say, hey, here are the trends, here are the possibilities, which pathway is this world of video game going to go? And so just leave that little gem inside your head. Let that bounce around in your skull for a little bit. Anyway, if you want to follow me on Twitter, you can do that simply at RBEPete, or I talk about esports news and all a bunch of other shenanigans over at Mobile Esports Gaming. And looks like we've got some apologies happening here. It's just letting them know, sorry guys, got a computer crash. Hopefully they'll get back into it soon enough. But I'm always interested in hearing what's happening in the rest of the world, even if it's in Portuguese, even in, anything that's happened in Peru, anything that's happening in South America and the esports world. If there's big investments and moves that are happening within that world, hit me up on Twitter. Send it my way. I've got full capacity to be able to help get the word out about what's happening around the world, because esports is not a quiet endeavor. It's not something that happens in the shadows. It happens because other people participated in it. We got to let them know that it's happening. And that's where my role comes into play. That's what I do in the esports world. I am here to educate people on why esports is a benefit to your community, why gaming is a benefit. And I'm not talking just computers and tablets and phones and mobile devices. I'm talking play, essentially. The gamification of life. Even a simple dice game. 30 minutes of playtime. Man, when they did that in school, in grade school? Right? When they did that when you went to recess? You know how important it was just to get outside and run around for little kids? That went away at some point when you become an adult and you've got to work. Now it's up to you to make, no one's going to tell you to go out and take care of yourself and go out and have fun and use some energy in the outdoors. But not everybody is open to that. So we've got the gamification of life, essentially. The simple dice game. Like back in the day. Way back in the day. In, Neolithic era, when there's, cavemen and the cave dwellers and, not this real organized humanity. Archaeologists found bones that were made into dice. And these communities were playing dice games. And what happened is that a group of 100 or so people managed to survive a terrible famine. They were able to survive a famine by keeping themselves preoccupied by playing dice games. Believe it or not. They overcame their hunger. They overcame all of these odds that other communities died out from. And gaming was a way to get them to not think about their hunger and to start thinking about, interacting with one another. And they forgot that they were all out of food most of the time. And so that is a profound discovery for humanity, because it shows how much resilience we can build within the gaming world and how prepared we can be for situations when, things aren't going as planned. So, anyway, Yeah, hit me up on Twitter, guys. I'd love to have that conversation with you in more detail. Of course, if you have anyone that you think is making big waves within the esports world, I would love to meet them. Please give me an introduction. Because I would love to have that conversation, put it in a podcast, get it out there to you guys, let you know what other Dota 2 competitions are going on, what other... Maybe there's some other video games that you like to spectate, you know, because I like to watch all different types of esports, you know. I like to watch the fighting game events, too. That's so much fun. I like to watch Hearthstone, and I don't even play that much Hearthstone, but I like to watch it. And so what we're seeing is there's a lot of overlap within the esports world, is that, you know, I may play Dota, and Dota might be my favorite game to play, but there's still a lot of other things going on there that I just love to participate in and make sure, you know, like to see that it succeeds is best that it possibly can. So, man, I've definitely filled a good 36 minutes. We might have to continue on this one without the player.
XBET, best odds for esport and live betting. Unique gaming lines for all esport disciplines including Dota and CSGO. Casino and live dealers. Highest payouts. 100% bonus on your first deposit. Wanna become as rich as Alchemist in a few simple clicks? Start playing on XBET. XBET, best odds for esport and live betting. Unique gaming lines for all esport disciplines including Dota and CSGO. Casino and live dealers. Highest payouts. 100% bonus on your first deposit. Wanna become as rich as Alchemist in a few simple clicks? Start playing on XBET.
All right. Looks like we're back at it. Looks like we've got a game of Dota on our hands. This is great news. This is great news. All right. Getting into position. We are now Season 5 KOD League. RBEPete here, putting some commentary together for you. Glad to be a part of it. Excited. Thrilled, fascinated. I think all of you are sexy gamers out there getting together to play some Dota 2 or whatever games you play. I'm not a hater. Not a hater. I'm a lover, not a hater. I like all the games, mate. All the games. You will never see me dividing people based on the games that they play. I'm not that, like, you know, I don't get mad at League of Legends players. I don't.
seconds
I
to
don't.
battle.
But I definitely will introduce them to Dota 2 if they've never heard of it. And be like, hey, you want to see the original MOBA? This is it. This is it. But Fanboy's got to get out of that one. He's got to head for the sky. Firefly away. But they're going to exchange blows with Crony and the breath. The Burrow Strike for the finish, perhaps? Is that enough to close this deal? He's going to continue to run, but Fanboy's going to exchange some blows with Sad. Not going anywhere on this one, and they're going to block him in, the three of them. I don't understand why Jakiro is not hitting him, but Sad's just kind of letting it go. He wants to give the first blood over to Van. And sure enough, they get it. Fanboy going back to the lane. Some interesting dancing that was happening around there that seemed a bit unnecessary. I'm not sure what the communication was with them, but perhaps he was just letting the last hit go to Venomancer. Now we're just gonna chalk it up to that, shall we? Yes, taking some extra damage from the creep waves as they exchange blows really close to the lane. So this is a juggling that they need to do over that as well. And the telekinesis up to the sky. They've got Ricky and both Rubik putting some pressure on him, while bottom lane they pick off Batrider outside of the tier 1 tower. The mid lane, Storm getting pushed back, dangerously close, back to 12 HP. It's enough. The Carrion Swarm catches him on the tail end. And up top, Smash getting some cuts from the back end by Ricky. Is Rubik closing in on this one. Telekinesis off cooldown with plenty of mana remaining. And he'll make some plays there if he can grab Legion Commander. And underneath, they're going to get the Venomous Gale out there to slow him up. Here comes the Burrow Strike to help with the finisher, the Firefly. He changes direction to try to get away, but the three of them are too much. And top lane, they're exchanging 1-for-1 as Legion Commander goes down under the pressure of the tri-lane up top. Meanwhile, mid lane, Death Prophet holding on the pressure right up against the tier 1 as Storm getting in here. Death Prophet leading the way on last hits. Anti-Mage not that far behind. Ricky now waiting patiently for that 2-minute bounty rune to spawn. And Jakiro's going to alternate sides and do the same thing on his end. With Batrider, he's going to contest it. They're going to move into the bounty. Fanboy, give me back my bounty rune. There's liquid fire on him as he has his own fire. As the fire flies up, hoping to catch Jakiro on this one. This is where the exit strategy comes into play. Does he have it? And he gets it to the low ground. And the Burrow Strike is not going to come up with anything. He's going to come up empty-handed on that one. Meanwhile, up top, Ricky getting back into position. He returns to the lane and opens up on Legion Commander. The telekinesis. Where is it? Where is it? Nope. Instead uses the Fade Bolt and lets him go. But, oh, they're able to pick off Storm mid lane. Death Prophet, rather. Words, ladies and gentlemen, words. I have them. But make sure, if you guys don't have an account with XBET, if I haven't told you guys, use XKOD5. You got to get that promo code when you register. Get your account set up now. Your first deposit, you get $100 bonus cash, baby. Go sign up at XBET if you haven't done so already. Use that promo code so they know that they heard about, or that you heard about XBET from us. And we appreciate that. Love it very much. We get that extra support. Rotations moving mid. Sand King join the fight. Ricky and Rubik just off left. And they're going to enter underneath the cloak and dagger. And they reveal themselves, returning on the life drain. Can he get enough health back? Rubik able to punish her from the top. And can he squeeze in that last one? No, she's going to get away with 60 HP on this one. Sand King able to pick off, but he goes down. They lose Ricky from the poison. Nice double kill. His Death Prophet moves in and secures with the Carrion Swarm on Storm Spirit. Top lane, Legion Commander. They're hanging out equidistance from both tier 1 towers. The ebb and flow continues on this lane. Nice exchanging of blows. It's the creep wave now on the tail of Smash. And Anti-Mage wanted to sneak in a couple of hits in the process. But they're contesting hard. He has to blink to safety. Storm Spirit back mid with Vision on the opposite side. Good way to maintain full vision on what's to come when they decide to rush in. Then the pulls and stacks happening over on the Dire side. But Ricky looking for an opening. Legion Commander completely unaware of what's happening. Ricky floating around.
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
Providing some vision. Waiting until Legion Commander's health gets a little bit lower. And no, they're just going to kind of sit on this one. Camus just going to patiently follow. But with the help of the Poor Man's Shield, it's going to be unlikely that Legion Commander is going to take significant damage, or Ricky can do something with that. So it looks like they're just going to be happy with that. Bat Rider taking a fall bottom lane. This tri-lane is effective. Sand King and Jakiro putting the pressure as Venomancer just chewing away at these towers. The Plague Wards overwhelming it.
Tower is under attack.
Death Prophet also putting some extra pressure on Rubik. The telekinesis to send her off into the trees. The tower, it's only going to take one, but there goes the Drain chasing around underneath, taking some extra damage. That level gap between the two growing. Same thing here. 2 levels below. Choni trying to use the Sanctuary to keep himself leveled up and just draining that health. Just continuing to siphon.
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
Perhaps a good follow-up. The Burrow Strike is there, and he's going to keep moving. Raptor just out of range, not quite level 6, so we won't see Ball Lightning ready on this one. Here comes Bat Rider, throwing out the Flame Break in hopes to interrupt a little bit, and the Sanctuary will provide the extra health and mana that Death Prophet needs to stay alive. Good stun. Ricky secured. Sand King's going to get that one.
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
And his Venomancer is eating up the towers. The lanes are falling apart, and Raptor now down by 8 kills, 6.5 minutes in. Gold lead significant for Thunder and XP as well. Raptor just not able to contest with this. The heroes that they picked are just underwhelming.
I guess Radiant fortified their
Van stuck. Having to face with Storm Spirit trying to cut him off. And Thunder goes down with the help of Raptor and Ricky up top. Or Anti-Mage rather. But Venomancer trying to juke his way through the jungle. Here comes Bat Rider from up above. And he'll be able to sneak away on that one. What a careful guy. Alright, the deny of the vision. He's got the high ground. He puts him on the high ground. The telekinesis is right there. Anti-Mage is able to blink and finish him off. And Legion Commander back to farming. Death Prophet still sitting comfortably on the top of the CS count. And with invisibility, we'll be able to move in nice and close. The duel on the opening. Here comes the Carrion Swarm. Do they have enough to be able to get him before the duel expires? And no, he is able to port back to the trees. The Carrion barely is almost there. Good find. They sniff him out of the jungle. He's not able to escape. Bottom tier 1 tower under some pressure. Bat Rider trying to get away from the slow poison effects from Venomancers. He throws out the Plague Wards. The teleport will be a good one as he'll get back to base. No interrupts for Venomancer to stop it. Ricky moving bottom. Seeing a vulnerable Venomancer, perhaps? No, the Plague Ward's continuing to stack. This is not a good situation for Camus to be in. He cannot open up on Van with any great effort because the level gap is significant. Ricky's still only level 4. And it'll be challenging for him to go in on this without some kind of help. Fanboy only level 3. And the Plague Wards continue to stack. He piles them up in one area. He will be able to kite them around, but he has no idea what's coming for him in the lane. A lot of pressure moving this direction. Storm Spirit now down here. And it's a tier 2 tower under pressure. 9 minutes in. It's 11-4. The game rapidly leaving the clutches of Raptor as Thunder stealing this away completely. Legion in the jungle taking some dire camps. Here comes Rubik. The ball lightning right on top of him, and it's an easy finish. Ricky's right there. The three of them are all right there, just to provide that extra pressure. And Animage is going to make a go at some of these Plague Wards as Van just continuing the solo farm, leading the last hit count now, taking over. And then at Worth, holding the top 2 spots, the Death Prophet and Venomancer. This tier 2 tower getting ready to go down. Significant work done by Venomancer and by Van. There's the Poison Nova. It's out. He's affected by it. No, just the Poison Sting. He wasn't able to hit anything with it, but that tower is punishing Van. Ricky opening up. Though Animage going down. Here comes the Venomancer. Ricky's able to teleport out, but the Poison's too much. A level 7 Venomancer. Level 9 Venomancer, rather, is that HP is hard to judge. Ricky expecting him to be down to below 100 HP, but at level 9 with his health bar that low, he's still sitting at a significant amount of HP. Like, we could take a look at Ricky's 720 HP at full health, and Venomancer would be sitting at 1,000. So you're looking at a wide gap already between those two, and Ricky making some fatal errors. So we're at 13-5 now. Just hitting the 11.5 minute mark in the game. Let's take a peek at the graph. It's still significant distance away from Raptors being able to get back in there and take this lead away from Thunder. Thunder playing a very strong game right now. That early presence that we mentioned earlier during the draft, it's working right as we spoke about.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
But Ricky moving,
Someone better help Dire.
trying to pace himself, while Venomancer still pushing up top. They are split, allowing Venomancer plenty of time to stack up those Plague Wards. And here comes Ricky, and underneath it, the smoke is there. Temporary silence, but doesn't open up with any fights. The tier 2 is down. The Burrow Strike on Rubik, and Legion shows up with the duel. That's going to be a pick-off on that one, and some bonus damage there. Camus just kind of hanging around here, just providing some vision. It looks like he's just lurking as a spectator. Legion's going to leave the lane. Head bottom. Let's push that one out. But Ricky wants to look for the courier pickoff. Not sure he's going to be able to get this one, but Bat Rider moving in on Venomancer. The Poison Nova hitting 2. Quick takedown for Bat Rider. Now on a dominating spree. The spell steal from Rubik as they go in to levitate on Jakiro. They try to come back on this one, but Ricky going into the Cloak of Darkness. There's the Burrow Strike as he returns. Not a very long disappearance there. But as they turn fire on Rubik, again, only level 7. 860 HP. Just the threshold is not there. Using the Sanctuary, perhaps, to stay alive. Jakiro able to, or Rubik, rather, able to stay alive despite all the added pressure coming from Thunder at the top lane. Meanwhile, now level 9, Animage still quite a ways from finishing off that Battle Fury. Perseverance is all he has currently. Still waiting to wait. Maybe the courier has his other part. Nope. Nope. Just trying to pick up that Claymore as he continues to farm as his base crumbles. Again, the Raptor, they really lost this at the draft. That's where this fell apart for them. They were seriously outdrafted on this. There's the Blink Burrow Strike. Can he get anywhere with that one? He might be able to get out of that Storm Spear. Really focusing the attention on there. There's the Macropyre as they all get stuck in the flames, rather. Lasso pulling Death Prophet out of that one, but the Carrion Swarm is a good finisher. Here comes Animage, able to open up that Nova's not really going to do anything on that one. The Mana Void, rather. Here comes the duel. That's a pick off on Animage. He's too weak to be able to give him anything, and that's the 4th one down. We've got a team wipe and a godlike kill spree for Death Prophet. 14.5 minutes in, 20-6, and this is an overwhelming game. An overwhelming game for Raptor. Now the barracks are being eliminated one at a time. Those plague wards. Great zoning mechanism. It's not a place where the enemy team wants to walk into, as Venomancer just holds his ground. But teleport out to the zone, or out of that zone and into bottom lane is Spirit Breakers, or Storm Spirit, seeing an opportunity to go in on Legion Commander, and they turn it around completely. The telekinesis up in the air, and Ricky may be able to finish this off as Legion does go down. Hands over 400 gold. Jakiro still in this fight. His Fireflies burning him down, and we will see another pick off there for Rubik. They go to chase down a Batrider and secure that kill as well. That's 3 down again, right up against their base here on the dire side of the map. They're giving it all they can. And Raptor trying to find an opening on this one, and Animage may be able to finish off this Battle Fury within the next 3 or 4 minutes if they can keep their base sustained and keep it alive. But things are falling apart rapidly. All 3 Tier 1 towers still remain for Thunder. And here comes the Poison Nova. They get ready for it. The ball lightning on top of Van. They hold on. He's within the fire. Fairy Fire as well. Animage on the fray. They pull him up. They want to get him onto the high ground, but it's not even necessary. Here comes Legion. The duel and the stun. They follow up and lock him down. Storm Spirit hands over the bonus damage, and Batrider can't get away. Who's next on the menu? Do they find the Ricky as he just casually walks around placing vision? They don't even really care about Ricky at this point. The gap is incredibly wide. Still only a level 8, while the rest of the team just continues to grow on the graphs in XP and net worth. Well, Rubik will, of course, join Ricky in that invisibility as he's smoked up. So what are you guys betting on? Who are you guys picking? Let us know so we can root on the appropriate team. The duel is out, but Storm Spirit manages to get there within time. Batrider, but he pays the price. Batrider survives on that one, and Storm Spirit just wanted to help out his buddy. Nice Ice Path lockdown, but it's only temporary as Rubik go ahead and he steals Burrow Strike from Sand King. It's a good pickup, but it'll be challenging for them to use it without making Rubik a victim. He will get victimized. He will be abused. Alright, Ricky getting into position behind. They don't have the vision. No detection yet to see where Ricky is. Perhaps Legion Commanders carrying some dust. No, nobody has any dust. We have Sentry Wards available on Jakiro. And that's it. Here comes the blink. Here comes the duel. That's a good one. Legion takes that one down. They're tier 3 up for grabs now. The Ice Path narrowly missing, but the Siphon continues in the Burrow Strike. They follow up and get within range. The Carry and Swarm able to finish off Storm Spirit as well. 2 down and a buyback from Rubik. Ricky again hanging out. This is just a Ricky party. That Ricky's not able to add any value to these engagements. And another pickoff. 30-9. What a strong display as Raptor just crumbles under the might of Thunder. The second barracks to go down. Animage. Finally with the Battle Fury, but it's too little too late. Still no GG on this one. And we are now an hour into our first match. They continue to crumble one after another. Raptor losing their grip. Now on to the last and final barracks. And Ricky, it's not going to be the best opportunity for him to go in, but there is a window. If he can wait for Batrider, they need a concerted effort. They need all 5 players plus these tier 4, but the Gale is out and the duel is there. Rubik is grabbed. Storm Spirit not able to do much to stop it. The flame break just isn't there. Another burrow strike off cooldown. Storm Spirit zip zapping back and forth. There goes down Bat Rider. Can they get Legion off of this one? The Macropyre just sitting inside the well, making it a little bit more challenging to get that health back. Oh, and the Mana Void does wonders on the Legion Commander. The buyback on that one, and they lock down any mage. Ricky goes down to 4 of them just trolling outside of the well as they continue to put the punishment inside.
Someone better help Dyer's middle
They hold on to him, and still no GG. They're not giving up. They're in it. They're going to let them take out the whole thing, the whole base. Just get it, boys.
isn't going to last long.
We're now 20 and a half minutes in.